Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in this evening's webinar. My name is Osanthi Watavana, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Asian Institute of Business and Science, commonly known as AIBS Campus, and I will act as the moderator for this evening. Let me give you a background to AIBS. AIBS is a private tertiary education institute, and at AIBS, we deliver both pre-university and post-secondary qualifications. Ontario Secondary School Diploma, mostly known as OSSD, is one of our pre-university qualifications that we deliver at AIBS. During the global COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, which disrupted the entire education system in Sri Lanka, AIBS was first to introduce OSSD with the partnership of our partner Rosedale Global High School in Sri Lanka as an alternative to the A-level qualification. Since 2020, AIBS has closer to 200 OSSD graduates, and many of them are now studying in various universities all over the world. With this gain momentum in the market for OSSD, as any other area, Sri Lankan students are now experiencing variances of OSSD programs delivered by many other institutions. With the intention of educating the parents and the students about the true OSSD and what are the areas you as a parent or a student should investigate when enrolling in this program, we got the experts in the subject. With me, I have three important personnel from Rosedale Global High School: Ms. Leslie Chan, Director of Academic Operations and Student Success Service; Ms. Danielle Burnett, University and Career Counselor; and Mr. Ravi Kumar, Senior Manager, Global Education and Partnership, who will take you through the OSSD program finer points. Couple of housekeeping points before handing over the session to Danielle. We have muted and switched off the cameras to have an uninterruption session. And this session will consist of 4 segments followed by Q&A. And you can forward all your questions through the chat box, and we will forward those to the presenters, and we believe by doing that, we can accommodate more questions and give an opportunity to the audience. I invite all of you to stay till the very end to learn about the true OSSD. I will now hand over the session to Danielle. As the first speaker, Danielle, is over to you.
Hi there. It's so nice to be here with you and our audience as well. It's so great to represent Rosedale and speak to you about our program. So my name's Danielle Benoit. I'm the University and Careers Counselor here at Rosedale Global High School, and welcome. It's morning here in Canada for us, but it's evening for you. So I'm so glad you're here. So we're going to take you through a presentation just about the transformative Canadian high school program that we do offer. And then I'll pass it over to Leslie when I'm done my slides in a little bit here. So Robbie, if you could go to slide 2, I'll start us off. I just want to share a little bit about what we do here at Rosedale. So Rosedale Global High School is the largest independent high school in Canada with over 1,350 graduates in the 2023-2024 school year. The school is inspected by the Ontario Ministry of Education, authorized to grant the Ontario Secondary School Diploma to its students worldwide upon successful completion of graduation requirements. Rosedale Global High School is operated under Rosedale International Education. We provide the OSSD curriculum solution and services to Madagascar Professional Training Center to collaboratively deliver OSSD curriculum-based transformative and differentiated education that focuses on competency development and asset-based learning in the local classroom. Our vision is to create life-changing learning outcomes through a transformative approach to learning. While Rosedale is based in Ontario, Canada, our partner network reaches over 95 schools spanning 17 countries and has over 5,000 students currently enrolled in Rosedale's OSSD programs. This map identifies where our partner schools are located, highlighting the diversity of our students and our markets. Our strongest markets are in China, Nigeria, and Brazil, with growing markets in Turkey, Mexico, Vietnam, as well as Indonesia, Ghana, and the Philippines, to name a few. Rosedale has received global recognition and highly recognized by the Canadian government, as well as the global education sector and industry. Rosedale is the first private education institution endorsed by Global Affairs Canada, the government of Canada, recognizing Rosedale for bringing Canadian school experiences and quality education around the world and promoting cultural diversity and global mobility. Rosedale has been awarded the Secondary Learning Impact Award, highly commended, and the Digital Innovation of the Year Student Recruitment Finalist by the Pioneer Awards, hosted by the PI, the leading education media outlet in the United Kingdom. Rosedale has also been awarded the Top Canada Education Technology Solutions Provider in 2022 and 2023 by sector-leading magazine Education Technology Insights, based in the United States. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Leslie Chan, to share more.
I'm muted. Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie Chan. As Danielle mentioned, I am the Director of Academic Operations and Student Services here at Rosedale Global High School. I'm very excited to be able to like a little bit about what the OSSD is and what requirements there are, so that there's no misconception about what the true OSSD program looks like with AIBS and Rosedale Global High School. Next slide, please. Thank you. So in Ontario, we are considered a private school, and as always, like all other private schools, we need to follow the Ontario curriculum, which is actually dictated by the Ministry of Education. So everything we do is it comes from the Ministry of Education of Ontario. So that is the government provincial, I guess, governing body. So the Ontario curriculum really tells us, or the Ministry of Education tells us, what we need to be able to teach the students and to ensure that students know by the time they leave, let's say, the grade 11 or grade 12 courses. And so you can be sure that your students are learning exactly the same contents and all the same information that a student sitting in an Ontario public school classroom will also be learning. And so when they move on to university, or when they move on to colleges or post-secondary, they can be sure that they're at that same knowledge skill level as those sitting in Ontario. So with the graduation requirements, the students have to complete a certain number of courses, and then they also have to complete two other requirements. One is the provincial secondary school literacy test. And so this is a standardized literacy test that everyone in Ontario, so any student studying the OSSD, they must take this literacy test, as do our students at Rosedale Global High School. There is also a minimum of 40 hours of community involvement activities. At Rosedale and with Ontario, we really believe that volunteer service and community involvement activities helps to build a student to be that holistic student who has that sort of care and that empathy towards other people. And so that 40 hours of community involvement activities is a mandatory. We do prorate it based on when the students come into the Ontario system. So for example, if a student comes in at the grade 12 level, then they are just required to do 10 hours of community service. Next slide, please. And so what will you need? We sort of discussed this a little bit in the last slide, but all students who graduate from the AIBS Rosedale Global High School program will receive an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, or as we like to call it, the OSSD. This comes to us from the Ministry of Education of Ontario. So whether you complete it in Sri Lanka or if you complete it in Ontario, that same OSSD is from the ministry. And so what you need in terms of credits, and so with the Ontario system, 1 credit is equal to 1 successfully completed course. At Ontario, we do use a percentage system. So it is 0 to 100%, and a successfully completed course is if you get 50% and above. So students need to earn a total of 30 credits, or that equates to 30 courses to graduate. Of course, when your students enter AIBS, we're not expecting them to do 30 courses. That is a lot in 1 year. And so what we are able to do is complete a process called PLAR, or what we can call it is prior learning assessment and recognition. And so with this, what we do is we look at all of your children's previous education, their previous transcripts, may it be from the IGCSE or the Sri Lankan National Curriculum or whichever curriculum that they came from, and we're able to give them equivalent credits or equivalent course credits for the work that they've done previously. And so that means that what they're able to do then they'll come in for with Rosedale for the year, and they'll need to complete a minimum of 8 credits. Now, one thing is that each full credit course must have 110 hours of learning to receive that credit. So a student must be in a classroom for 110 hours to be able to get that course credit. And so that's how, we don't want to obviously speed through the education. We want to make sure that your child gets the best education possible. And so with the AIBS team, it's really ensuring that the student has those hours in the classroom to ensure full learning and full understanding of course curriculum. Next slide, please. And so of the 30 credits, 18 of these are called compulsory credits. And so these are courses that, include things like art, PE, physical education, geography, history, just to ensure, again, the full-rounded student. And then the remaining is 12 optional credits. Now, with the compulsory credits, we are not, again, expecting them to take those subjects in the 1 year in with us at Rosedale. We are able to grant them equivalent credits through, again, like I mentioned, that PLAR process. One of the other things is language learning. So the idea of the OSSD is that everything is taught in English and that students really improve their English language skills while coming through the system. So of the 18 credits that are compulsory to graduate, 4 must be in English for students within that English language school system. Again, we would use that PLAR, the prior learning assessment and recognition process, to give them equivalent credits for all the English courses they took before they came to Rosedale. But for the most part, students are required to take the grade 11 and grade 12 English courses with Rosedale to ensure that they are ready for post-secondary. Next slide, please. We talked about the PLAR process, so I won't go through that one again, but the minimum entry requirements for 1-year university pathway. So when your student or child is coming into the OSSD program, again, we really do want to see all of their information from their previous studies. So any report cards, any transcripts, any other information that really helps us at Rosedale understand what your child has done in their previous schooling will help us with that PLAR process. Next slide, please. Now, one of the things that we really love about the Rosedale OSSD and about the OSSD in general is what we call the 70-30 progressive evaluation model. In Ontario, we do not focus on high stakes testing. So I know many curriculum, it's just about one test, and that's sort of, it's a make or break type of scenario where if you fail that test, unfortunately, you don't get any of that credit. That's not the case in Ontario. So one of the strengths of the OSSD curriculum is progressive evaluation, and this allows students to demonstrate their learning throughout the full course. And so with 70% of the grade, so 70% of the student's final grade is actually based on term work. So all the work, all the evaluations that they did throughout the course, while only 30% is from the final evaluation. And that could be a final exam, it could be a final project. It really depends on this course. Rosedale, Ontario courses typically include 11 to 15 evaluations throughout a course. And so these evaluations, it's a diverse amount of strategies to really assess students. And so one of Rosedale's courses could include quizzes or formal essays or research reports, case studies, or oral presentations. Some evaluations could be about creativity and creating a poster, infographic, videos. And of course, we do still have those the tests and the exams, but it is all within sort of this progressive evaluation model. So this is compared with the standard exam model of many curriculum systems. So the OSSD's diverse and progressive evaluation model engages students in what we like to call continuous learning throughout the course. And so really trying to play to the students' strengths. And whatever, if the child is really creative or they're really interested in sort of case studies, it gives us an opportunity to see what their strengths are and allow them to display their knowledge through different means. The OSSD focuses on development and evaluation of skills. So we use what we call a KICA approach in evaluation. And what KICA stands for, so K-I-C-A, it stands for knowledge, inquiry, communication, and application. So we really look at these 4 categories when we're assessing a student. And every evaluation they do, we will assess based on those 4 categories so that it really ensures what we call a holistic assessment of student capabilities. The KICA approach is different from most curriculum systems that still mainly focus on knowledge acquisition. However, we know that this is not the reality. We really want students to be able to build all those other skills such as communication and application, and not just be focused on one category like knowledge. Finally, if we look at that last column here at this last section, OSSD allows students to select their courses that best aligns with their interests and post-secondary goals, allowing them to use their best performing 6 courses, school, GPA, or average to apply to universities. And so that's where you see here, we have a lot of different courses available to students. And so really based on if they're interested in engineering or if they're interested in business, they can sort of choose which courses they take in their grade 12 year. Next slide, please. And one of the things that we're proud of, and as mentioned by some of those student testimonies that you heard at the beginning of this, OSSD is recognized by all global universities. And we have students going to universities internationally, in Canada, in the US, in Britain or UK, Australia. We even have students going into Germany, the Netherlands. So really that's one of the things that really makes us proud about the OSSD. It is recognized by the world. Next slide, please. And so here are some examples of a few of the schools that our students have gone into. And so let's say, for example, University of Toronto, one of the most famous schools, I guess, in Canada, what they require is just having 6 grade 12 courses. So 6 grade 12 courses, which your students, if you come to your child, if they come to this program, they'll be able to do. And that is the requirement for them. So it's looking at the average of the top 6 grade 12 courses. Let's say for University of Michigan, so this is in the US, they require a minimum of 5 grade 12U courses, including a grade 12U English. And that means that they're able to apply to this school. Some US universities will also waive the SATs for students with an Ontario secondary school diploma. It just depends on that university. And finally, into the UK, we've had some with University of Oxford, let's say. Their requirement is, again, an OSSD diploma with 6 grade 12U courses. And so, and I believe there is an average of around 85%, but you know, they are accepting Ontario students. And again, just an example of the criteria for global leading universities. Now, one of the things that we do have an education service agreement that really allows AIBS to deliver this Canadian program in Sri Lanka. We do give a lot of training on our side at Rosedale to everyone, all the great team at AIBS. And so just to talk a little bit about what we do here. As a student with the AIBS Rosedale program, you can be sure that they are Ontario students. Right when a student enters Rosedale and the AIBS program, we assign them an Ontario education number. Every student in Ontario will get an Ontario education number, and this is from the Ministry of Education of Ontario. This is a 9-digit number that is unique to every student. So if you're not sure if your child is an Ontario student, make sure you know their Ontario education number, and this is what one we give to the student directly through an email. Right when they register, we will send them their Ontario education number so that they can be sure that they are a student. We also establish what we call an Ontario student record for each Ontario child. And so this is a hard copy record that actually stays in our office in Toronto and collects all of the students' sort of educational history and progress throughout their time with the OSSD program. Each student as well will get an Ontario report card for every course. So for every course they do in Ontario, they will get a report card showing what their midterm mark is, so at halfway point of their courses and at the final point of the course. And finally, we give each student an Ontario student transcript. And it is this transcript that the universities will look at. And it is a record, again, of all of the courses that the child has taken with the OSSD program. And so with these 3 items, you can be sure that they are getting the same sort of documentation, the same type of qualification as those sitting in Ontario. Next slide, please. And just a few things about our course portfolio. Looking at that, what you see, the colorful documents on the side of your screen, these are all the Ontario curriculum guidelines. Again, everything we do is mandated and given to us by the government. We take these curriculum documents and we turn them into engaging assignments, engaging lessons for your child to go through so that they can learn at their own speed, learn at their own pace, but also be able to ensure that they're meeting all Ontario guidelines. We also put into there our own transformative approach to learning. There's a lot of pillars that we really want to focus on, such as real world application and innovation, really focusing on global citizenship education. So we take our approach to learning and also blend that with the Ontario curriculum guidelines. Finally, we do a lot of research on our side. Our curriculum team is always researching different ways and different methodologies of learning. So we take the best practices from curriculum such as the International Baccalaureate, so the IB system, the A-level system, or the US AP level system. And we take the best parts of those and also amalgamate that into the Ontario curriculum guidelines to really create something that we like to call the super OSSD curriculum. Next slide, please. And so really depending on which stream your child is interested in, we have courses for them. And so if your child's interested in engineering or in business or in health sciences or even humanities, we have the required courses and the optional courses that they might want to take. So for example, a student who's interested in engineering and technology, so that second column there, they'll be taking courses like chemistry and physics because those are the courses that they'll need to prepare themselves for that topic in university or college. This is in contrast to someone who's maybe interested more in business. If your child's interested in business, they might have no interest in science at all. So we don't want to make them take sciences if they're not interested in that. In that case, we also have courses for them. So for example, for business, we have courses called international business or business leadership or economics. And so these are courses that they're able to take as well to, again, prepare themselves for business in post-secondary. Next slide, please. As mentioned, we do have a lot of differentiated learning content within our own platforms. We try to be as engaging as possible because we do understand that, to get a child to learn, you want to be as engaging and as collaborative and have a lot of variety of different activities for the students. And so we use things like virtual labs, we use things like case studies, simulations, and even discussion forums to help interest the child into the subject. We use a lot of things like games, and with AIBS's team and teaching staff, we really try to find activities where they can collaborate together, discuss things together so that they can learn in a way that's effective and in a way that they can actually get the material into their knowledge base in fun and engaging ways. Next slide, please. And this is where one of the things that we are really proud of is that we do have a very comprehensive classroom teacher training program. So all the wonderful staff, all the teaching staff at AIBS, they are trained by Rosedale and they must be certified through one of our qualification programs. And so we do have a general qualification. It is 27 hours in length. It is a very comprehensive training program. And so in this program, they do independent learning modules. They do live sessions with expert teachers. They have to do assignments of their own. So we have assignments called teaching in practice, where they have to apply everything they learned to sort of classroom situations or through their own classroom scenarios. And this is how we at Rosedale are comfortable allowing AIBS to run the OSSD program, because we are confident that their teachers are being able to teach your child in a way that is very similar to that of an Ontario teacher in an Ontario classroom. And so it's a long qualification. It's 27 hours for the general qualification. And we also have an advanced qualification that some teachers take, which is 14 hours as well. And that goes into even more in depth about what is OSSD teaching like, and the different strategies and best tricks and tips for a successful teacher to really help engage students and help them learn. Next slide, please. And now I bring that, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Robbie, is that onto you?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Leslie and Daniel, for that insightful session so far. My name is Ravi Kumar. I am the Senior Manager of Global Education Partnerships, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much to all the students and parents for joining us today and for all your patience. Now let's proceed to the next section, where we'll explore how Rosedale OSSD stands out for students. So I might be repeating some of the things which Daniel and Leslie pointed out, but I'll just show you how we stand out in comparison to many other providers in the market, including our unique benefits and our impact on university acceptance and student success. So firstly, I'll be highlighting the unique advantages for students seeking international recognition. However, please note that I'm not comparing which curriculum is better or worse. Instead, I'll focus on how our approach differs to other curriculum providers. Ultimately, the decision on which international curriculum best suits your needs is entirely up to you. But here's how we stand out. So as a Rosedale OSSD student, you are treated as a Canadian applicant while studying in your home country in Sri Lanka. Now you have the option of earning a dual diploma, which enhances your academic credentials, opening doors to both local and international universities. Now this provides a unique advantage of being recognized as a Canadian student, even though you are studying abroad. Now, with most other providers, they do not offer the same level of recognition. They typically don't provide the dual diploma option, nor do they offer the added benefit of being treated as a Canadian applicant. While some online schools may offer diplomas, they typically treat you as a student of the online institution with limited options for university progression. All these question marks you will see in the slides, that means that I'm not sure about what they are providing, but I can just give you an idea about them. And this distinction highlights Rosedale's superior positioning in offering internationally recognized qualifications while keeping students grounded in their home country. So what's the differentiating factor? So that we uniquely provide students with both local and international academic credentials, offering enhanced university prospects and a strong global academic profile. Looking at the evaluation model of various programs, now we implement, as Leslie pointed out, a 70-30 assessment ratio, where 70% is your coursework and 30% is the final examination. Now, this approach uses diverse evaluation strategies like projects, presentations, assignments, and with other providers, they're primarily exam-based. And you will have a very limited assessment method, which is focused on a very high stakes testing, providing fewer opportunities for continuous skill development and learning. With some of the online schools for evaluation model, they rely heavily on the standardized tests like the SAT, which primarily measure a narrow set of academic skills that do not provide a comprehensive evaluation of student abilities. Now, again, the differentiating factor with us is that our model ensures well-rounded student development and minimizes reliance on final exams, giving students a better chance to demonstrate their strengths throughout the year. When it comes to university admissions, we have a clear advantage. Now, our students apply to global universities as OSSD students, equivalent to students attending school in Ontario, Canada. My admission is based on a school GPA from 6th grade 12 courses. As I said, I would be repeating some of the things, but just to add context to the presentation. This positions students strongly for competitive admissions without the added stress of external exams. With the A levels and IBs as an example, they apply to global universities with exam-based marks, often facing more rigid academic pathways. With many online schools, students must take additional standardized tests like the SAT. Now, again, what's coming back to the differentiating factor, our model streamlines the university application process, offering a recognized diploma with a GPA-based evaluation that makes students globally competitive without the burden of additional exams. And finally, we offer unmatched flexibility in programming. We offer customized programming tailored to each individual school, ranging from 1 to 4 years. Now, schools can choose the number of OSSD courses, and the program can be combined with a national curriculum to provide a dual diploma. Now, with other providers, they will offer a fixed programming with a minimum commitment of 2 years. Now, these programs are rigid and cannot be combined with a national curriculum. With online schools, they follow a fixed programming model with no customization, which is reduced adaptability to the needs of different schools or integration with national curriculum. Coming back to the differentiating factor, our flexible approach allows students to gain a globally recognized diploma without sacrificing their local education credentials. Okay, talking about educator preparedness and training excellence, we offer unparalleled readiness of teaching resources, ensuring students receive high quality structured learning experience. Now, courses are taught by Rosedale certified teachers at AIBS who are deeply involved in delivering complete portfolio of courses. Now, each course comes with a detailed teaching package, including lesson plans, instructional materials. So the teachers at AIBS, the teachers at Rosedale are working collaboratively to ensure that the students get the best advantage. With other providers, the schools must create their own content to meet curriculum expectations, which often lacks the ready-to-use resources. With some online schools, they would typically offer online courses designed for individual self-learning, with no instruction support, with no teaching packages for schools to implement effectively. So what's differentiating factor with Rosedale? That students benefit from a fully supported learning environment led by certified professionals, providing them with a more engaging and comprehensive educational experience. We also provide unmatched support for students, ensuring their academic success and smooth progression to universities. Now, the teachers and counselors receive comprehensive certification training, enabling them to guide and support students like you throughout the entire academic year. Now, with other providers, the support for students is often inconsistent, or perhaps I don't know. With probably they don't have any standardized training for teachers or counselors who provide continuous academic or university guidance. With online schools, they typically are limited to self-directed learning, and online schools lack a robust support system of trained teachers and counselors to eventually help students navigate their academic challenges. So what stands Rosedale out is that our students benefit from a dedicated support network, providing them with the personalized attention they need for both their academic growth and university admissions. Again, I'll keep saying the decision is eventually yours, which curriculum you choose, but then here are some more differentiating factors. So we offer full scope quality assurance, including comprehensive support and regular evaluations to analyze student performance. So we go to a stage wherein we are checking your performances at regular intervals. Now, this approach ensures instructional excellence and continuous feedback, helping students achieve their best by promptly addressing any areas needs improvement. With other providers, they generally provide less frequent or less detailed performance assessments. With online options, they will probably focus on standardized testing or automated assessments, which may not offer the same level of personalized feedback I'm talking about, or the regular in-depth post-performance reviews. So what differentiates us is the rigorous approach to performance monitoring, providing students with a robust support system, ensuring your progress is continually assessed and enhanced. Regarding the technology-enabled learning, we utilize a fully integrated 21st century education technology to enhance your teaching and learning. Now, this includes advanced digital tools and platforms that support interactive, engaging, and effectively educational experience. Now, with other providers, they typically have a limited integration and lacking comprehensive tech-enabled learning solutions. And a lot of our existing students, you might reach out to them and you might have heard in the testimonials. So the LMS which they use is very, very comprehensive with all the material which they can review. With some online schools, they may include some digital platforms for sure, but of course, they may lack the comprehensive integrated tech solutions that we provide for a more interactive and a more dynamic learning environment. And finally, we also offer economical and globally recognized diploma. We offer affordable tuition fees for dual diploma programs while maintaining a high academic standard. Now, students choose consistently achieve excellent performance at the OSSD, which is globally recognized and valued by universities around the world. With other providers, they typically have a higher tuition fees and impose more rigorous academic requirements, which can be challenging for students to meet. Now, this often results in increased financial burden and pressure on students. With online schools, they generally offer lower tuition costs, but students face an overwhelming workload for SAT preparation, which can make it difficult to achieve high scores. Now, this can directly impact your competitiveness in university admissions compared to the well-rounded support provided by Rosedale. So eventually, what are we offering? We are offering a cost-effective dual diploma program and strong academic performance, which ensures that students receive both affordability and also the global recognition to enhance your educational and career prospects. Well, let's move forward to the next section where we will explore university partnerships and student success. So we have built an important relationships with some of the world's most prestigious universities, and we host this event called Global Student Success Forum every year. This year it's scheduled on October 29 and October 30th. What makes this forum special? We have this event which features speakers from leading universities like Harvard, MIT, Oxford, and Cambridge. These experts share their knowledge and insights about the future of education and what it takes to succeed in university. With global participation, last year, our forum attracted participants from 31 countries and had 278,000 viewers watching live. The forum focuses on helping students transition smoothly from high school to university. It offers valuable advice for students, parents, and educators on how to navigate this important step in education. Each year, we host the OSSD Elite University Recruitment Fair as part of our two-day Global Student Success Forum. Now, this fair is a key highlight for our students, featuring an impressive lineup of prestigious universities, as shown in the slide. Now, the fair is exclusively for Rosedale students, which is day 2, and includes a range of interactive activities. So day 1 is public conference, which is open to anyone or everyone, and day 2 is a Rosedale student-specific fair. Now, students have the opportunity to meet one-on-one with university recruiters. They can participate in themed workshops, they can attend recruitment sessions, and they can also engage in Q&A sessions with the universities. Now, these interactions allow students to connect directly with admission teams from their top choice universities, gathering important information and enhancing their chances of acceptance. Our strong connection with universities around the world open up more exciting opportunities for students. We offer amazing summer programs in countries like Canada, the UK, Hong Kong, and Germany, with more destinations on the way. Now, these programs usually last about 2 weeks. During these programs, students can engage in activities like designed to build important skills. They can dive into subjects of interest and enrich their learning experiences. They can get a taste of what it's like to study at a prestigious global university. They can learn more about different career paths and opportunities. And these experiences help students gain valuable insights, broadening their horizons and prepare for their future academic and career goals. At Rosedale, our students consistently achieve outstanding success in university admissions. If I talk about the graduating class of this year, we saw over 1,300 graduates, all of whom were accepted into global universities. Remarkably, 55% of these students gained admission to universities ranked among the top 50 globally, and each student received an average of 4 offers. Now, the majority of these offers came from top universities in the UK, which is 40%, Canada 34%, with additional offers from Australia, USA, and a total of 12 different countries. Now, this impressive track record highlights the strong global recognition and academic excellence that Rosedale students bring to their university applications. Here's a look at the universities where our students have received offers. The universities highlighted in red are the top 5 prestigious ones that have given the most number of offers. Network supports students through recruitment and admission. And these universities, as you can see in the slide, is McMaster, University of Bristol, University of Southampton, to name a few. And here's an overview of the university acceptance details for our partner schools in 2024. The OSSD is widely recognized around the world, and I'm re-emphasizing the same point because it opens doors to universities beyond just Canada. So students with OSSD have a strong chance of gaining acceptance to prestigious universities across the globe. This means that our students have the opportunity to qualify for top universities, not only in Canada, but also in many other countries, giving them a broad range of options for their higher education. Okay, I've talked about the universities, all the progression, the transition which happens from high school to universities, but how does it happen operationally? Now, together with AIBS, we at Rosedale, we take care of many, many important steps to make applying to universities as easy as possible for students. We handle all the details of managing student transcripts. This means we ensure that your academic records are accurately prepared and sent to universities. We take care of submitting transcripts and any other supporting documents that universities may need as a part of your application. We are the ones who manage applications through a centralized application portal, so you don't have to worry about, juggling between multiple systems. And we perform all the necessary verification checks to confirm your application details, making sure that everything is in order for the universities. Now, this centralized support helps streamline the university application process, allowing students to focus on their studies, which is their main role. Now, the Rosedale OSSD opens doors to significant university scholarships. For example, in 2024, our top scholarship recipients received a total of $6 million in scholarships from universities across the US, Canada, and the UK. And additionally, students applying to Canadian universities with the OSSD and a unique OEA number are treated as Canadian high school applicants. Now, this status makes them eligible for both national and international scholarships. In summary, it not only improves students' chances of university acceptance, but also enhances their opportunities for receiving substantial scholarships. And in a nutshell, we stand out from other providers for several key differentiating factors. Rosedale offers a comprehensive range of school program services. We empower schools with a full suite of resources and support, setting us apart in the education landscape, eventually helping the students. Our courses and teaching materials are designed with a transformative approach to learning. We go beyond just meeting the Ontario Ministry of Education curriculum expectations by incorporating industry best practices. Every student is enrolled in a program with a clear goal of pursuing global university. This is very different to Ontario online schools, perhaps, which often cater to students looking for supplemental courses with fewer program-focused students and graduates. And the Rosedale OSSD is recognized globally and is associated with leading universities worldwide. They have a proven track record of high university acceptance rates and securing substantial scholarships for our students. And I think this is what sets us apart from many other OSSD providers. With that, together we're reshaping the future of global education. We wrap up today's presentation. I would like to thank you once again to all the students and parents for your patience and participation. We are now open for any questions you may have, and I'll pass it on to Osanti.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rosedale team, for that insightful session. With that, we have concluded our formal session. I can see we are getting quite a number of questions through our chat box. While our team is sorting out the questions to send it to the presenters, I have two guest speakers who have joined us today. One is our own OSSD graduate, who's Melissa Muthugala, who's currently studying Bachelor of Business Analytics at Yorkville University, and her father, Dr. Jude Muthugala, Director CEO, Rosewood Dental and Medical Hospital, Kadawatha. They are here to share their personal experience with AIBS and the recognition that Melissa has received with the Rosedale AIBS True OSSD program. Melissa, Huda, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so good day, everyone. So I need to share my experience at AIBS with y'all. So my name is Melissa Muthugala, and I'm 19 years old. And I studied at Holy Family Convent, Colombo 4. And after completing my ordinary levels, I had the privilege of joining AIBS in September 2022 to pursue the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, OSSD, in the business stream. And I was part of batch 6, and I can confidently say that it was one of the best decisions of my life. So first and foremost, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the hosts and the Rosedale team for giving me this opportunity to share my journey. So I chose the OSSC program at AIBS because I was determined to further my education in Canada. And the OSSC provided a clear pathway to make that dream a reality. The curriculum was different from what I was used to back in school, and it was refreshing and fun. The coursework was well structured and made learning enjoyable, not stressful. And I especially loved that 70% of the grade was calculated through assignments, while only 30% came from final exams. This approach kept me motivated and engaged, allowing me to develop practical skills that are essential in the real world. And throughout my time at AIBS, I built incredible friendships and developed meaningful connections with teachers and management who felt more like mentors and friends. Their support was invaluable. Another highlight was the 10 hours of community service we were required to complete. My friends and I decided to visit the cancer hospital where we provided lunch, performed music, and danced for the patients, which they enjoyed a lot. It was a heartwarming experience that taught us the importance of giving back. And I'm so grateful that this was included in the program. It's not just about academics, it's about personal growth and learning to connect with others. So after completing the program with an overall average of 8%, I received offers from 7 universities in Canada. Thanks to the guidance of AIBS advisors, I chose to attend Yorkville University in New Westminster, BC, to pursue a Bachelor of Business Administration specialized in project management. So this specialization aligns perfectly with my desire to work in the field of business analytics. And I've now almost completed my first year. And I honestly say that the OSSD program prepared me incredibly well for university life. Whether it was mastering English language skills, learning how to proper citations, or presenting assignments professionally, I felt ahead of the curve while many of my peers were struggling. This training has allowed me to help my classmates, and I over the foundation laid by AIBS. And finally, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to AIBS and the Rosedale team for their constant support throughout my journey, from helping me navigate through the coursework to guiding me on my future academic path. They've been with me every step of the way. Thank you for equipping me with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to live university life and beyond. Thank you once again for this opportunity, and I hope my story inspires others to take full advantage of the incredible resources and opportunities that AIBS and Rosedale offer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you very much. I know that you have an exam to run, so all the very best. Dr. Muthugala, over to you to share your experience with us. So I think
All right, okay. Can you all hear me? I think you can hear me. Thank you very much for inviting me to this forum today. And very good morning to the officials joining from Rosedale. And very good evening to all of you joining, the students and the officials joining from AIBS. And I was very impressed to see my daughter speaking like a queen. How the way she expressed her thoughts. And I'm very thankful to Rosedale and AIBS and the OSSD program for bringing her up to that level. And yeah, while I was thanking to you all, I was thinking to tell about why I choose OSSD program to my daughter Melissa. Because she did the O-levels in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And as a university lecturer, as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a person who is reading for a doctorate at that time, I was thinking to select the correct path to my daughter for her to pursue her studies. And I was looking at a few main points. First point was I need to select an organization or a pathway where it has a global recognition. And the second point I was thinking, because we are working through curriculum, Sri Lankan University curriculum and other different institutions curriculum. So I was mainly having a very strong thought about selecting a comprehensive curriculum to my daughter's pathway. And the other point I was looking at is the discipline and the behaviors and the way the teaching faculty is performed. So I was looking at these 3 points and I was searching for a good organization and a good program. And then I came across for this OSSD program accredited by Rosedale, Canada, and offered to AIBS in Sri Lanka. I always believe a statement given by a legend, Albert Einstein. He said at one time, education is not merely learning about facts, but training your mind to think. Now, I think from this OSSD program, my daughter and the rest of the students have got a phenomenal knowledge about how they face to the examinations, presentations, assignments, and all. And I don't know how my daughter and the others gather this knowledge, because knowledge is everywhere. But to use the knowledge, you have to have the knowledge. And that knowledge is not, you can't read theses, or you can't read references, or you can't read books and take, but you have to take it from very practical manner, in a very practical platform. So I think Melissa has got all this exposure from the OSSD program and from the academic platform, academic staff at AIBS. And I should tell this very strongly, the discipline of the program, the time they start the lectures, the time they end the lectures, the time they had the other, leadership programs, and the exam timetables, and the results, when they're going to send the results, all are on the dot, on time. So I'm really thankful to the Rosedale officials, academics, and the AIBS for giving this kind of a perfect education, knowledge, and exposure to their children. And I'm very happy about to talk about Melissa. She is doing very well at Yorkville, and I think she has got a lot of leadership skills and many more skills. That is, I know that is from the AIBS, from the OSSD program, where she has got a lot of skills, and she has got a lot of management skills, leadership skills, and the expression skills, speaking skills, understanding, situational management, decision making. All this concept has given a very remarkable exposure to her, for her to climb the ladder in her life. And I should tell another thing. The transformation, which was, I saw a slide, the Rosedale transformative approach. Exactly, that is correct. Y'all are training the people to think, the critical thinking. And also y'all are, focusing on discipline. And the enthusiasm that I saw from Melissa and the other kids also, other students, was phenomenal, brilliant. Never comes without doing anything. The dedication, the enthusiasm, capacities, capabilities, usage of skills, lot of things has been granted, taught by AIBS through OSSD program. And this program, I would say, it is some kind of a master program, because they have mastered the management styles, the decision making, leadership skills, everything. So I would like to call this OSSD program as a master program. They are mastering everything. And I should pay my gratitude to myself and my wife. Is very, very, like to pay our gratitudes to the Rosedale, where they are giving some kind of a, unique and very professional curriculum for these OSCE student. And I hats off to the AIBS team, AIBS management, and the school to organizing this kind of events, organizing this kind of people to offer this kind of perfect, well-disciplined course and knowledge to the students in Sri Lanka who is, looking forward for a pathway to study international. So I thank very much for inviting me to this webinar, and I learned a lot from the presentations from Rosedale, and thank you very much. Have a good day to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Muthugala, for sharing your honest experience with our audience today. Much appreciated your time. Now it's time for some Q&As. Shehan, are we ready with questions?
Yes, Asanti. Before moving it on to the Q&A, we have another student who's one of our recent graduates. wanted to share her experience with the AIBS and Rosedale OSSD, who has completed the OSSD program in science stream and expecting to apply for medicine in UK. And I'm seeing there are quite a number of questions related to medicine. So I think this will create a great platform as well. Manilka, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Shahan. So, hello everyone. My name is Manilka Piramathilaka, and I'm here from the OSSD Badge 8. I was the former head prefect of Ave Maria Convent Nigambo, and I'm excited to share my journey with you, especially as I'm planning to study medicine in the University of Nottingham in UK. So I'm thrilled to say that I achieved an overall average of 91% in my studies. Personally, having experienced both traditional Sri Lankan A-levels and OSSD, I can confidently say OSSD has been a lifesaver for me. With A-levels, everything comes down to a single exam. You are expected to recall 3 years worth of material in just one day. It's intense and there's a lot of pressure. But with OSSD, it's different. You are evaluated throughout the year with 70% based on assignments and 30% on exams. It's a much fairer system, in my opinion, because it gives you a balanced opportunity to prove your understanding over time, not just in one high-stakes moment. Through Rosedale, I even had the incredible opportunity to have a one-to-one meeting with the University of Oxford regarding university admission, which I found truly valuable. I also want to take a moment to highlight why I believe AIBS is the best place to pursue the OSSD. The support I received from my lecturers, my colleagues, and the entire staff at AIBS was exceptional. The environment is so welcoming, and I always felt encouraged to do my best. With the dedication of the lecturers and the incredible learning environment at AIBS, I was able to achieve what I did. In my opinion, if you're looking for the best pathway to prepare for higher education, OSSD is the way to go. And if you're looking for the best institution to help you succeed, AIBS is the answer. Thank you so much for the opportunity today.
Thank you, Manilka. Thank you very much, Putta, for your time. And now, Shahan, can we go for the questions?
All right. Thank you very much, Team Rosedale and Mr. Dr. Muthugala and Melissa Muthugala, and also Manilka, for that wonderful presentation of how what a great experience you all had with the AIBS and Rosedale OSSD. Now, moving on to the Q&A, I can see there are so many questions in our chat book, so let me direct them to our diligence today. So the very first question, does this need of advanced level results? I think, Santi, you could answer it.
Sorry, I didn't get that, Shahan.
A student is asking whether to join OSSD, do they have to complete advanced levels?
No, like the entry requirement for OSSD program is 10 months program is like 5 credit passes, including English and mathematics for your ordinary level or IGCSE.
Right. And we have another question. Is there a possibility of fast tracking the OSSD program? I think this is one of the things that you have mentioned early in the session, whether this can be fast tracked up to a period of 4 to 6 months. And I think Leslie will be able to answer to this perfectly, mentioning how it's not humanly possible to complete this within a span of 4 to 6 months. Leslie,
Yeah,
over to you.
I'm laughing because I heard that there was places may have been advertising this, and it's, if you think about sort of needing to acquire the skills and the knowledge necessary to move on to post-secondary schools and a way to be successful, 4 months is not enough time to even think about, finishing, let's say 7 to 8 courses in 1 year, in what we would normally do in 1 year. If you think about a regular school system in Ontario, in Canada, it is 1 grade is equal to 10 10 months or even 12 months, right? So in this case, 10 months for 1 year is the norm. And it is what is necessary to be able to fully comprehend everything that the OSSD teaches, and that gives the students the best amount of time to learn, be successful, and then also move on and do well and succeed in university and college. And that is the aim of this. The aim of this program is not just to fast track it, to do it very quickly, to move on to another place. It's to be able to succeed in post-secondary school. We don't want students going to, let's say, a university like Nottingham or Yorkville or other schools like that, and then, you know, not being able to understand anything that's going on there and then drop out or fail out, because that is, you know, you're paying money to allow them to go to these schools, and so you don't want them to come back to Sri Lanka afterwards saying, oh, I can handle it, right? So 10 months is the minimum amount of time, so there is no fast tracking of it. Also, on top of that, not just student success wise, the Ministry of Education of Ontario mandates that each course needs to be 110 hours of learning. If you are hearing anything else from any other school that is offering it for less than 110 hours of learning, they are not in compliance then with our Ministry of Education. So I hope that helps.
Thank you, Leslie. I think it answered perfectly. So there's another question. What are the benefits of earning an OSSD compared to other high school diplomas and foundations? Maybe Ravi could take it.
Yeah, the benefits, I think, in a nutshell, I kind of gave a snapshot of what are the advantages of studying with us. Of course, the comprehensive range of school programs, services which we offer to students and teachers for a holistic approach to students, and the curriculum quality and flexibility, which is globally recognized, the university-bound programs, wherein every student is enrolled in a program with a clear goal of pursuing global universities, and the university acceptance, which is recognized globally. So this is not limited only to Canada, but this can take you to universities all across the world. Could be US, UK, New Zealand. So I think the support which we are offering and the hand-holding of transition from high school to universities would be something which will set us apart from many other providers.
Right, thanks, Ravi. There's another question. Can OSSD graduates apply to universities in countries other than Canada?
Yeah.
Would like to answer to that.
Yeah, so that's what I mentioned. So even if you looked at one of the slides wherein I mentioned about the graduates we had this year, more than 1,300, and one of the graphics was 40% progressed to universities in the UK, and only 34% to Canada. And then there are other universities in 12 different countries. Now, this itself tells you that this is not only limited to Canada, because the highest proportion is going to the UK, and this number could change every year. Last year, probably it was Australia. Next year, it could be United States. So yes, it goes beyond Canada. You have very good opportunities in Canada, but of course, if you are interested for any other country, it opens the door for you for those countries as well.
Thanks, Ravi. There's another question. Is this program equal to our advanced level program? I think part of it could be answered by you, and then I will add something at the end as well.
Yeah, it's equally recognized. It's equivalent to all the other curriculum providers. At the end of it, you get an OSSD diploma, which is globally recognized. I think that's what you should be looking at, more than the comparisons, more than how equivalent this is with the other providers. I think this is globally recognized, and you get an opportunity to get into an year one without getting into any university pathways, and the flexibility it offers you to do it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, the customized programming which it offers you. So yeah, it is equivalent to any other providers, but as I said, you should not be looking at that part. You should look at what differences you are getting with this studying at Rosedale OSSD.
Right. And also, if you are specifically referring to the GCE A levels, yes, this is equal to GCE A levels. our own examination department even has issued an official letter stating that this is the only pre-university pathway program that are currently being accepted as equal to our GCE A-levels. So I hope that answered your question. And there's another question, I think either Leslie or Daniel would be able to take it. Does the OSSD diploma rely on both coursework and exams?
I can take that one. Like we've mentioned before, the OSSD is different from maybe other providers because we do offer that 70-30 split between coursework throughout the study and then 30% as the kind of cumulative assessment piece. So Melissa talked about how she could gain skill development in that 70% coursework piece. And I think that's a core difference. It takes kind of the stress out of earning the credit. And I think it just provides student with kind of a more differentiated experience in terms of learning that knowledge throughout the curriculum.
Right. I think there's another question which you'll be able to take, Daniel. How does OSSD curriculum at AIBS prepare students for international university studies compared to traditional A-levels?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many of our students go on to be successful in university. So I think it's both our curriculum and also the support we offer as well, kind of the outside of academics piece to kind of prepare for that university application process, which can be anything between, you know, that transcript provider to the university, but also if there's supplemental applications, we can support in that piece as well. Like depending on the program they apply to, they might have to present a portfolio or an interview or anything like that. So anything that's kind of extra, we provide support with as well to make sure that students get the pathway that they really, really desire for post-secondary. So we offer that in our program.
Right. Thank you, Danielle. There's another student who's asking, once again, what are the minimum entry requirement to get into OSSD at AIBS? So like Osati mentioned previously, you do not have to complete advanced levels for this. If you have successfully completed your ordinary levels with 5 credit passes, including English and mathematics, and if you have already studied the required subjects throughout your grade 9 and 10, that's all we required. And I could see there are a few questions regarding OSSD to medicine pathway. So let me take one of those questions. If I did MBBS after OSSD, can I register in medical council in Sri Lanka? So this has been one of the most trending questions our counselors have been getting over the years. So I have a screenshot of the gazette with me. So if I may just read what it says. Every student admitted to the medical degree program of a university approved by SLMC has to complete either a General Certificate of Education at advanced level, GCE advanced levels, or an equal examination with the subjects combinations of biology, chemistry, physics, and must obtain a minimum of 2 credit passes and a simple pass. And along with what I have mentioned earlier, they are clearly mentioning it should be either GCE A-levels or an equal qualification accepted by the examination department, Sri Lanka, which is exactly we have accepting OSSD as equal to the GCE A-levels. But what we have seen so far, when students trying to get into medical universities, one thing they would be looking into is how the program has been delivered and the duration of the program, the number of credits, learning hours, like both Daniel and Leslie clearly highlighted. And we've seen all the students who have completed all the coursework and credits by physically attending to the classes with the AIBS campus have successfully gotten into the medical universities around the world. We have students who are studying in Malaysia, we have students who are studying in Australia, and we even have students currently studying at our state universities such as KDU. So I think that itself represents how recognizable the OSSD qualification delivered at AIBS. Right. There's another question. What is the maximum age limit to be eligible for OSSD? I'm not sure whom to direct that question.
Leslie, would you like to comment on that?
Yes. So typically we say anyone over sort of 21, we would recommend not to, just because, you know, they'd be going to school with quite young students. And so in terms of Ontario, you wouldn't normally have anyone over the age of 21 in Ontario local schools. And so it is up to also AIBS's personal sort of policies, but we would recommend no more than 21.
Right. Thank you, Leslie. Right. We have another question. Yes. Can I start OSSD in coming January with the AIBS? Yeah. So to be specifically answer to this question, we have an intake ongoing. We are still enrolling students for our ongoing intake in September. And at AIBS, we do have two main intakes, one in March and one in August and September. So I hope if you could, one of our counselors will be dropping you a message, and if you could provide your contact details, they will definitely keep you posted. And the same goes for the students who's currently asking about the course fee structure as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you do have any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box.
Since we have passed our time limit, Shehan, shall we close the chat box? And if we, like anyone who wants to send the inquiries, they can, Shehan will share his number. You can, either you can scan the QR code or call him on his WhatsApp. He will be happy to guide you or give any information you required to know about Rosedale AIBS OSSD program. So I hope today's session has given you much clearer understanding about the OSSD qualification. On behalf of all the participants and the AIBS team, I would like to thank our three speakers, Leslie, Daniel, and Ravi. Thank you so much for that insightful session, and thank you for committing 1.5 hours with me. It's a busy day, I know, for you, but thank you so much. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Manilka, for your time, kids. And Dr. Muthugala for joining in today despite your busy schedule. Much appreciated. Thank you everyone who joined us and stayed with us till the very end. I hope that you gain clear understanding about the OSSD program that AIBS is delivering in Sri Lanka, despite all the challenges we are facing at the moment in the market. So thank you again. Have a good evening. Pleasure to have you all in. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.